Hello friends, welcome you all to this video. We are again chapter 4, the power spectrum estimation, and after having the knowledge of the non-parametric power spectrum estimation techniques as listed the periodogram, modified periodogram, Bartlett's method, Welch's method, Blackman-Tukey approach, and along with the minimum variance spectrum estimation, just now we have covered the topic maximum entropy method. As previously for all these techniques we have seen the MATLAB environment implementations, the MATLAB implementation of the maximum entropy method just now we have seen. So let us practice a simple problem that will have the details concerning the maximum entropy method and also one of the previous method called as the minimum variance spectrum estimation. So let us see the topic problem maximum entropy method. What is the problem statement and to the given task how do we find the solution? So let us begin with the topic. So here we can start with our topic, the topic titled problem maximum entropy method. The problem statement is provided to us. The problem statement starts with the second order maximum entropy spectrum of the process x of n is given by, we have capital P cap suffix mem, and this is of course as a function of e to the power j omega is equal to 2 divided by the mod square of 1 minus 0.5 times e to the power minus j omega added to 0.25 times e to the power minus twice j omega. Now, with these given details, we have to find solution to two tasks. So we have two parts in this problem statement. The first part A, is what is the first order maximum entropy spectrum, and the second part is find the second order minimum variance spectrum estimate. So this is our problem statement. The problem statement is very short and straightforward here. As we can see this problem statement, the only given detail provided to us is the power spectral estimation by the use of maximum entropy method. Here it is the abbreviation MEM or maximum entropy method has been represented. So the given details we have 2 divided by the mod square of 1 minus 0.5 e to the power minus j omega, and it is added to 0.25 times e to the power minus twice j omega. So this is the representation we have in the Fourier or the frequency domain. We can also have the frequency domain representation by the use of Z transformation also. Now let us concentrate to have solution to part A and part B here. So in part A we have to determine what is the first order maximum entropy spectrum, whereas we have been provided the second order maximum entropy spectrum by this particular equation. Now as we have been provided this second order MEM spectrum representation for the input random process, in general we would consider x of n. The second order all pole model we can extract from this representation into the Z domain, that is provided as capital A as a function of Z. We can express it as the denominator what we have observed, from it we have extracted this one, 1 minus 0.5 times z inverse added to 0.25 times z to the power minus 2. Now, from this representation of the second order all pole model in the z domain, we can have the extraction of the autocorrelation sequence, and that can be possible by the use of inverse Levinson-Durbin recursion also. So the autocorrelation sequence that we can extract from this all pole model of the second order can be this way obtained here. So this is what the sequence, basically the coefficients are represented, and this is the representation in transpose form. Here we have obtained the three coefficients into the autocorrelation sequence. The first value has been obtained 2.5397, the second one 1.0159, and the third one minus of 0.1270. So from Having the knowledge of the autocorrelation sequence obtained, the first order, the maximum entropy method spectrum can be expressed here. So general way of representing the first order maximum entropy method power spectral density estimate can be this way here. So here we have the representation of the estimate, hence capital P cap suffix MEM as a function of e to the power j omega. So it is expressed as epsilon divided by the mod square of 1 minus Rx of 1 divided by Rx of 0 in the multiplication to the complex exponential e to the power minus j omega. So by the next stage, it is epsilon divided by the mod square of 1 minus 0.4 times the complex exponential e to the power minus j omega. Now in this representation, the epsilon is to be required, and the epsilon can be computed by having Rx of 0 added to the multiplication of A of 1 to Rx of 1 here. So this can also be of the form Rx of 0 minus the square of Rx of 1 divided by Rx of 0. So upon substituting the values from the coefficients of the autocorrelation sequence that we have obtained earlier, the value comes out for the epsilon to be 2.1333. So upon substitution of the epsilon to the previous equation for the capital P cap suffix MEM as a function of e to the power j omega, which is the first order representation of the power spectral density estimate by the maximum entropy method, that it was the required answer in the part A. So here it completes the answer for part A. Now in the part B, instead of working with the maximum entropy spectrum method here, we have been asked to work on the minimum variance spectrum estimate method and to obtain for the second order equation here. So the minimum variance spectrum estimation topic we are already covered before this maximum entropy method, that it was the topic number 19 into the same chapter. So for the autocorrelations, those we have already determined, as can be denoted Rx of 0, Rx of 1 and Rx of 2. These will be helpful to us in determination and representation of the second order minimum variance estimate. So thereupon we need the autocorrelation sequence matrix. So with the help of these coefficients, we can denote the autocorrelation matrix denoted by capital R suffix x in the matrix form. It will be of the order 3 by 3, 3 rows and 3 columns. The first row elements will be Rx of 0, Rx of 1, Rx of 2. The second row elements will be Rx of 1, Rx of 0, Rx of 1. The third row Rx of 2, Rx of 1, Rx of 0. Upon substitution of the values, those we have obtained by having the inverse Levinson-Durbin recursion, a possible way to have the computation of the autocorrelation sequence coefficients here. We can have the substitutions to this right hand side and obtain Rx as the first row elements are, we have 2.5397, 1.0159 minus 1 point minus 0.1270. The second row elements are 1.0159, 2.5397, 1.0159, and at the last row we have the elements, we have minus 0.1270, 1.0159, and at last the third row third column element 2.5397. Now for this autocorrelation sequence matrix form, if we determine the inverse of the same, that we can denote by Rx inverse, we obtain again a 3 by 3 order matrix. So the first row values are 0.50 minus 0.25, 0.125. The second row elements are minus 0.25, 0.5937 minus 0.25, and the third row elements are 0.125 minus 0.25, 0.50. So therefore, for the representation of the first order, the second order minimum variance power spectrum estimate, we extract the coefficients from this, that is q of 0 is equal to 1.5937, whereas Q of 1 is equal to minus 0.5 and Q of 2 is equal to 0.125. So with the use of this, we can have the generalized representation of the second order form for minimum variance power spectrum estimate, that it is, we have capital P cap suffix mv as a function of e to the power j omega 3 divided by q of 0 added to twice q of 1 cosine of omega added to the last term twice q of 2 into cosine twice omega. So upon substitution of the previous values, we get it to the form 3 divided by, we have the first term 1.5937 minus cosine omega added to 0.25 times cosine of twice omega. So this completes the required answer, that it was the second order minimum variance spectrum estimate required to be found out in the part B here. So this completes our problem based on to the maximum entropy method, where we have also accommodated the practice for the earlier method minimum variance spectrum estimate here. So this concludes our topic number 24, and by the next lecture we continue into the same chapter, power spectrum estimation, to address the another most prominent approach for power spectrum estimation, that is the parametric one. Hence the topic, it will be titled parametric power spectrum estimation. Thank you.